So, very good afternoon to all the students. This is the fourth lecture of this structure analysis part 2. So, we are going to discuss in today's lecture, that is overview of slope and deflection equation. In this particular lecture, I am not going to drive the slope and deflection equation, but I will give you some idea what is slope deflection equation and how it's going to be used, and what are the things we need to find, and to be important things to be remembered for particularly when we drive this equation. And this equation is very useful. Actually, it's a classical technique for calculation of internal unknown forces like bending moment and shear force in a indeterminate beams, like continuous beams specifically. And primarily in this slope and deflection equation, there are some assumptions that we will use in the next class. Then I will drive this equation, how to drive that equation, that we will see in the further lecture. So today lecture I am not going to drive it, but I will give you some idea what is the equation is all about, and what are the things you have to be need to be remembered for particular to drive this equation. So fine, let's see. So first of all, we need to, it is a developed method which is developed by G.A. Mane. So it's a classical technique to determine the internal forces, either it's a bending moment or shear force in a beam and frames. It can be any kind of loading would be there. It's just a simple way to perform. There is some technique, one equation that we just put the values into that and you will get the answer. But before that, you should aware about it, some of the things that we need in that equation. First, property of the material like EI we should know. Second thing, loading, whatever the loading, it's a point loading, UDL, UL, whatever it is. And third is the support condition, whether it's a fixed beam or any other continuous beam, fixed beam, whatever. But the beams will definitely indeterminate itself. They are not determinate. So if you see in this beam, it's a indeterminate structure, because if you count their number of indeterminacy in this particular beam, which is showing here, there are two reactions for hinge support. One is a roller and one for this roller also. The 2 plus 1 plus 1, therefore 4 plus 1, 5. And available equilibrium equations is 3. 5 minus 3, it becomes indeterminate by 2 degree of indeterminacy statically. Fine. It means we require two more additional equations to solve these unknown forces in this equation, in this problem, basically in this beam which is showing on your screen, which is a continuous beam, and continuous beam which having more than two spots, basically. Fine. The beam which is continuous, generally called, which having more than two spots itself. Fine. So that beam considered to be a continuous beam, that you know. And loading which is mentioned, which is UDL itself, uniformly distributed load, you can call it as the rectangle loading, and which is mentioned here. So basically this method, if you want to solve this particularly, what are the things you need to find? First of all, solve for unknown joint rotation. Joint rotations means, and then for deflection we need equilibrium equations. We are going to solve unknown joint rotations and deflections by using a simple equilibrium equations that we till now many times have seen what are the equilibrium equations. But by using those statically in equilibrium equations, we are going to calculate rotations and deflection. Rotation in the form of bending moment, and deflection and rotation both we are calculating in the form of loading and geometrical components. So let's see how to calculate it. Let me put in other ways. If you see here, the joint rotations, that is a theta at A, theta B, C and D, whatever it is, that we need to find in the form of bending moment. Then we are going to calculate deflection and all that stuff. So first of all, this beam is which is showing on your screen, by assuming it's a property that is EI, which is we generally called as flexural rigidity. Flexural rigidity is nothing but it's a product of EI. If you go with the practical definition of flexural rigidity, means the resistance against the bending, the property of the material which provide the resistance against the bending, that is called flexural rigidity. Rigidity means resistance, flexure means the bending. Against that bending and flexure rigidity आपको provide करती है, that is called your EI basically. Fine. We are assuming here that is constant throughout the beam. If you see in the general deflection shape of the beam, how it's looking like, after this load applied over here, it is going to deflect like this, and this one is also going to deflect under the like this, and there, due to the downward deflection of these beams, this portion of the beam is going to upward side. Yes or no? Yes, it will be like that only. So due to these loads, beam is going to deflect like this, both the portion A to B and C to D. Fine. And due to these deflections, this portion between B and C, this portion will go upside. If you want to calculate rotations, these are the spot rotation theta A. Here we have, because there is no fixed spot, it means the rotation will take place. Obviously, there will be slope or at the spots. So theta A, theta B, theta C, and theta D. So once you draw the tangent line with this elastic curve or deflected shape, you will find there is a slope has been taken place, and that slope at point A is considered to be theta A. At B, this point or this slope point is considered to be theta B, and at C, it's considered to be theta C. Fine, and D, it's a theta D. 1 minute. So after knowing all these are the unknowns that we need to find here: theta A, theta B, and theta C, and theta D, by using just a simple set of equilibrium equations. What are these equilibriums that we need to find out and let them put into these equations? So how we can do it? Let's see. If you consider all the joints, I just consider that beam and cut into a simple I just did one isolation of all the joints. Means I just cut the sections and make their free body diagram and just represent their moments which is releasing from the after cutting the section. One thing is in the slope deflection method is very important. We are not going to consider any slope and deflection due to the axial and shear forces. I'm not going to consider any slope and deflection which is created due to the axial force as well as for shear force. It's a predominant effect of slope and deflection has been taken place only due to the bending, and which we are going to consider in this method only. So you can say one assumption that we have to keep in your mind, that is there is no effect has been considered for axial and shear deformation or shear force, right? It is deformation and slope. Deflection and slope is only taken place due to the bending only. So this is the case of pure bending. Otherwise, we are not considering anything else. So predominant cause of slope and deflection is only bending. So back to the point. Since if you see in each and every joint, some of the moment about A, B, C, and D should be equal to 0. That is the equilibrium equation that we know. Each and every point, if you're going to calculate the moments, that should be equal to 0. So sum of moment about A is equal to 0, and sum of the moment about B is equal to 0, and similarly sum of moment about point C is equal to 0, and sum of moment about D is equal to 0. These are the joint equilibrium equations. Fine. At each joint, we are considering moment is going to be 0. These are the equilibrium equations. For making or to write these equilibrium equations, first of all, we have to isolate the joint. Isolation is nothing but just cut the section, make their free body diagram, and represent their moment forces. Those are going to release. Here we are only dealing with the moments. That's why there is no other force is shown. Otherwise, if we are considering shear force or horizontal, in that case, you have to show those also. So here I'm not considering, just moment is there. So if you cut this section, let me show the actual diagram. This is the actual diagram. If you cut here, you need to cut here, you need to cut this portion, you need to cut this and this. You just isolate them, each and every joint and members. After cutting, what you are going to see, this member is AB. M stand for moment. A from A to B. This is the moment which is going to be happen. If you cut a section here, the reverse moment will also create, means B to A, the moment will release. Similarly, for this case, MBC and MCB, and similarly for this case, CD, MCD, and MDC. These are the member movements which is going to be released when you cut or isolate the joints from the members. Similar to maintain equilibrium, once they are joined, there should not be any movement. Na? That's why equal and opposite movement you need to show. That is the way to represent the section cutoff moments. That's how you have to represent. Every time once we seen in the static indeterminacy case, once you cut the section either of side, you have to balance the forces. Likewise here, you need to apply a moment which is opposite direction. Ultimately their sum should be equal to 0. That is a static equilibrium. You need to maintain that. So MAB is acting in anti-clockwise, you need to put in clockwise direction here. Fine. Similarly, opposite to this and opposite to this, and similar for other also. So that's how you can represent the joint moments. These are the joint moments. Ultimately, now we have to write the equilibrium equation for each and every joint. So let's see how we can do that. So if you see each and every segment bending moment we have seen in that, now write equilibrium equations for each joint. Whatever I'm saying, the statements which I'm repeating or saying, that is mentioned into the slides. It's that the way you can read if once you are able to get my complete lecture. Each and every subscript which I'm speaking, just they are written in the document. So जैसा मैं बोल रहा हूँ वैसा का वैसा इसके अंदर mention भी है. So people after the completion of class, you might go through the notes to definitely get idea, but I just explained to you. So now write joint equilibrium equation for each joint. Now we have joint. How many joints do we have? A, B, C, and D. There are 4 joints. So there will be 4 equations. For each and every joint, you need to write a equilibrium equation for joint moments. So M sum of moment about MA is equal to कौन सा मैम फोर्स लग रहा है joint A पे? This is the moment which is acting, that is MAB. There is no other force or other moment is acting, no. So just write MAB equal to 0. This is the first equilibrium equation. MB is connected by 2 members. One is this one and other is this one. So there are 2 forces and their sum should be equal to 0. That is a static equilibrium. These are the equilibrium equations. You just need to write them. MBA plus MBC equal to 0. Yes, MBA plus MBC equal to 0. That you have to write. So what you need to do here is just write for MB, joint MB. That will be equal to MBA plus MBC. MBA, which one is MBA? So this is MBA and MBC at joint B. Their sum should be equal to 0. That is the statement or equilibrium equation that we need to write. For MC, same thing for MC also. MCB plus MCD should be equal to, their summation should be equal to 0. Similar for D also, that will be MDC equal to 0. That's how we have to write these equilibrium equations for each and every joints for solve the unknown slope. Unknown slope means theta A, theta B, theta C, theta D. These things we need to find. These are the values. Now, if you see, there is no slope equation or there is nothing has been represented in the form of slope. What we need to do? We need to write these equation in the form of slope so we can calculate those slope values. Otherwise, there are the values which is mentioned in the bending moment. There is no slope condition mentioned, means these equations do not replicate any slope condition, like there is no theta A, theta B, theta C, only values which are mentioned into the bending moment. What we need to do now, we have to rewrite these equation in terms of slope. So let's see how we can write it. So same beam, there is a theta A at joint A, there is a theta B joint B, theta C at joint C, and theta D at joint D. So after doing again make a free body diagram. Free body diagram is always helps you to get idea what are the forces or moment is going to be released. So always try to make them and do the practice. You will get idea what are the forces released at that time. So MAB is the moment here which is released, that we already seen in the previous slide as well. So MBA, the moment which is going to release at joint B, and there is a MBC also, the moment which is going to be created at this point, and similar for these two also. So MCD and MDC, these are the moments. So what we need to do now, we have to write a slope deflection, slope equation in terms of moments. These are the end moments which is happening, and we need to write all these values into the form of rotation or in the form of slope, which is equal to, forgot about it, from where these values coming. Just for this lecture is overview, I will let you know each and every aspect of how, from where these equations are coming. So don't worry about this, just for overview I am just explaining. These are the equation which is coming after solving all the stuff behind these. Okay, why, how this terms is coming, that I will let you know after in the further classes. So for being this lecture, you have to just seen it. These are the equation which is going to be coming out after solving all the stuff that we need to solve in prior to this, right? So MAB, which is nothing but 2EI by L, that is 2 theta A plus 2 theta B plus WL square by 12. WL square by 12 is nothing but it's a fixed end moment. It is a fixed end moment. That value I will let you know how to find those as well, because you are not aware about how to calculate fixed end moment. So for this particular lecture, just suppose so that value will come. In the case of UDL, this value coming. If it is point load, in that case WL by 8 will be the value. Otherwise, there are different other cases also that I will explain in the further lectures once we go with the flow. So this is the equation that we call as slope deflection equation. So here the bending moment MAB, which is represented in the form of your theta, loading, length of the member, and properties of the member. Yes, each and everything is mentioned in this. Yes, let me put in more light onto this particular equation. So EI is the property of the material, which let us know the cross section as well as property of the material. L will let us know the length of the span. Theta, slope can be mentioned in the form of MAB, and there is a W, load is also mentioned. Each and every aspect of the member is represented by this particular. So if you want to remember, ultimately these are the equation is going to be derived, but for being this particular lecture, just remember this. MAB, which is equal to 2EI by L, 2 theta A means once MA for first subscript, you have to twice that, means 2 theta A plus theta B plus fixed end moment. MBA means 2EI L BA. Now first theta A plus twice of theta B minus that is a sign convention that we need to use. One will be positive, other will be negative. Fixed end moment, anti-clockwise may be positive, and clockwise can be considered to be negative. That depend upon you also. You can consider your sign convention. Either means one will be positive, other automatically will be negative. Similar case for the joint BC also. MBC will be equal to 2EIL by 2 theta B plus theta C. There is no any fixed moment. Why? Because there is no load. In segment BC, we don't have any load. If there is no load, fixed end moment will not come. So in that case, it coming out to be 0 only. So plus 0 means only the 0. CB 2EI by theta B plus 2 theta C. There is no, again, there is no load between these segments. So that's why there is no value of fixed end moment. Fixed end moment is only coming. These are the things we require for fixed end moment. And length will be there always. Without length, there is no beam, obviously. So load is required. Without loading, there is no fixed moment. For CD, 2EI by L, 2 theta C plus theta D, but now the loading is UDL again, so comes out to WL square by 12, MDC, 2EI by L, 2 theta C plus 2 theta D minus WL square by 12. The minus sign is for clockwise and anti-clockwise, otherwise there is no other funda. So just that is a sign convention. But just to remember, the subscript which is written first one, that will be twice, otherwise other will be similar. How these values are coming, that we will drive in the further lecture. So what we need to see now we have the values and solve these values. Now whatever the values we getting from here, MAB, MBA, MBC, MCB, MCD, and MDC, you need to put all the values into static equilibrium equations. What are these static equilibrium equations? These are the static equilibrium equations that we just write. These are, we call it as joint equilibrium equations. We have MAB value. Yes, we have put here. This is the equation. Put the values, you will solve it, you will get the value. Similar for MB means MBA plus MBC. MBA plus MBC, do the calculation, you will come with this. Similar for CD and MCD, all stuff you have to write into this particular equation, and you will get these stuffs. So these are the equilibrium equations. These are the equilibrium equation in terms of joint rotations. Now if you see what we need to do initially, we have to bring all the equation in the form of rotation and the loading. Now we have theta A, theta B, and our fixed end moment. Similar for each and every case. Note the fixed end moment in the form of loading. So after solving, you will get the theta A, theta B, theta C, and theta D. Just need to simplify them, plus minus whatever you need to do, just a simple calculation. You will get the value of theta A. Solving by above equations. What was the equation that we just seen? These are the equation after solving. Fine. Just put MAB equal to 0, solve this equation. This side it will coming out to be negative. So 2 theta A is equal to WL cube, negative WL cube by 24 minus theta B. So from there ultimately put into the other equation. So you will get ultimately these are the values. So theta A will be equal to minus WL cube by 30i. Theta B will be WL cube by 40i. Theta C will be minus WL cube by 40i. And theta D, which is again WL cube by 30i. Just there is a sign convention change. Otherwise, because loading is same, that's why their value coming same. And in between those joint B and C, also value coming out to be same. Just sign will be different. Right? So theta A, theta B, theta C, theta D, we calculated. What we need to do now, repeat these things, means put these values again back to the MAB, those moment equations and moment equation, and calculate the values of moments. So MAB 2EIL 2 theta A plus theta B plus W square by 12. This is the equation that we derived initially. So put the value of theta A here, theta B here, and solve for MAB. Similar for BA, put the value of theta A, theta B, and solve for MBA. For MCA, MCB, MCD, and MDC. Now, anybody can let me know, बता सकता है कोई anyone why these MAB and DC is coming out to be 0? So basically, why these values coming 0? If you see the beams, let me go to the beam slide. This is the beam, fine. So I think everybody knows they are not resisting any moment, because at simply spotted beam, these are the continuous. This is a continuous beam, but these spots are simply spotted itself. Na? There are middle spots also. There will be bending moment value, but end spot, if there is any end spot in form of hinge or roller, bending moment coming out to be 0 if it is a spot of continuous beam. Please make a note, if a continuous beam is there and their end spots are hinge or roller, the value of bending moment coming out to be 0. You can calculate, you can do any calculation, value coming out to be 0 only. You can try a lot of numerical, even then their value coming out to be 0. Reason being, because they are not resisting any bending moment. We already know that. Why this value coming? Because there is a rotation free thing. Because they are not resisting bending moment in that case. That's why value is coming 0 in only one condition, that is there is any moment is applied externally. In that case, value will come in. Yes, now you can ask question, Samir.
सर सिंपली सपोर्टेड बीम के एंड्स में 0 होता है सर.
Simply spotted beam.
सर सिंपली सपोर्टेड बीम के एंड्स में 0 होता है सर.
Yes, simply spotted ends पे 0 होता है, but these spots and spots are considered to be a simply spotted only, na? That beam is completely continuous beam because there are more than 2 spots. But bending moment coming in between these spots, but not down these spots, they are functioning as simply spotted. Right? Just for a fundamental thing, just to remember, these are the key things you need to be note. If you once you solve, while you solve the numerical, suppose it's asked into the exam, and you make a mistake and your value coming bending moment value something at this point, suppose whatever value that, suppose 15 kilonewton meter aa rahi hai aapka value. In actual case, if you see, there should not be any bending moment. That is a sure thing. Fine. In that case, that is actually a check. If you are getting value, it means you make a mistake. So that's why I'm just explained to you. If there is a continuous beam and its end spots are hinge or roller, in that case, value will be value of bending moment coming out to be 0 only. Make a note that line. I will show you in the further questions also, you will find that thing, right? If there is any other sport like fixed sport will be there, in that case that value will not be equal to 0. There will be a bending moment because sport itself provide a resistance against the bending, right? So that thing you need to be keep in your mind. So that's why value is coming 0. In a not in this case, you can try a lot of numerical. We will solve while this problem further we solve after derivation of this equation. You will find by solving this using this equation, you will get these values. And one more thing, the sport B and C, the joint, central joint, if you see here at this joint, at joint B, there are two members connected. One is BA, other is BC. And MBA and MBC also coming out to be same, but magnitude remains same, but sign convention will be different. ये ध्यान रखिएगा, because their sum should be equal to 0 again. One thing, this is also a noted thing. Only the difference, there can be a change, only the condition when there is a loading difference. Most probably their value coming out to be same, because otherwise they are not follow your equilibrium equations. Means their sum should be equal to 0. That is the equation of equilibrium. Na? In that way put, their sum should be equal to 0. If their value coming not equal, in that case I can write it this equation how MBA is equal to minus MBC only. Na? Yes or no? Yes sir. This is only.
Yes, sir.
MBA should be equal to MBC. In that case only, the value coming out to be 0. Otherwise, nahi aayega. Means sign convention should be different. In that case, this equilibrium equation will be valid. Otherwise, it will not come out to be 0. That will not valid in that case. So make sure that is also a one check. So you can observe from this also, MBA coming out to be negative WL square by 20. MBC WL square by 20. Depending only one case, if there is a loading change, in that case that thing can be changed, because now if you see in this particular, mostly these are the two loads only, so value is coming most probably because there is no load. Even there is no load, they are coming equal. So balancing force should be there, balancing of moment should be there at joint, at a particular joint. So if you see for further joint also, at joint C, MCB and MDC, sorry, CD, both will be equal, but sign should be different. So one is negative, other is positive. Their sum should be equal to 0. Similar for MDC also, and their sum is coming out to be 0. So these are the values of bending moments. Now bending moment calculated by using this bending moment. Now we have to find out the shear force in the beam. Shear force means the support reaction that we need to find. So what are the support reactions? 4 unknown was there. So let's try to solve them. So just you need to put here, what is the value of bending moment? Their bending moment is 0. Now at this side, that bending moment is WL square by 20 that we calculated here, that you can say. See, minus WL square by 20. Make sure whatever the sign convention you are considering, if its value is coming opposite to that, one thing you need to keep in your mind, that if sign convention you are considering according to you, if sign coming negative, it means you need to reverse the rotation. Suppose in our case this value is coming negative. Fine, negative means otherwise I put in this direction. Negative means you need to change the direction. If you are not changing the direction, please take the sign as it is. If you are not changing the direction of rotation, please continue with the negative or positive sign, whatever you are receiving. Only the negative sign concern. Otherwise, positive means the sign rotation we are considering, that remains same. So in this case, I just change it. If you see initially, let me show you that these are the sign convention, but I just consider before solving this equation. So MAB considered to be positive, and this is the sign rotation that I consider. But after calculating the values, I am getting negative. So what you need to do, either take the negative sign. In that case, that rotation in the same direction, you can keep that direction, but place the minus sign. If you are change the direction, in that case, do not consider minus sign. If you do both the things, it means ultimately once you put into the equation for solving the shear, this support reaction, there will be mistake. So do not do mistakes, such silly mistakes specifically. So there is a zero moment that we just seen in the previous slide, and there is a moment which is coming out to be a magnitude of W square by 20. Then for this section, again, sign convention check and place there according to W square by 20, again W square by 20, and this is also W square by 20, and there is 0. Place those values into the beam. Now we have to find the values of shear force. Shear force means VAB on upward direction, VB is also upward direction because there is a loading also UDL. You have to balance this loading by applying the vertical reaction or vertical shear force in a segment AB. There is a moment is also acting. How many unknowns do we have in this? We have only 2 unknowns. Now, by using static equilibrium equations, by 2 only, I can calculate these unknowns. So my section initially we have indeterminate. Now we have determinate case. So a very simple shear force, bending moment, classical case. Fine. It's a simply supported beam in which I have a UDL loading of W. I calculated the bending moment which is unknown before solving this. We calculate that, place on the beam and calculate the shear force VAB and VBA. Let me try to use the equations of equilibrium and try to calculate all the values. So sum of vertical forces should be equal to 0. VAB upward direction plus VBA upward direction minus UDL is there. Area of UDL means area of rectangle is nothing but W into L. W into L. Direction is in downward direction. Put the minus sign equal to 0. Taking upward positive. So fine. That's why this value is coming negative. Now take the moment about any of the joint for knowing the value of VAB or VBA, whatever it is. Take moment about A. Sum of moment about A is equal to W square by 2. WL square by 2. How this value is coming? Let me put again. WL square by 2 means UDL को convert कीजिए WL into L by 2, that is WL square by 2 plus this is also rotating in same direction, taking moment about this joint. So WL into L by 2. First take the area WL into it will act at the centroid. Then we are remaining with L by 2. So WL by L by 2 into WL by WL into L by 2, that is WL square by 2. Again, it is a rotation in the same direction as it is rotating. So plus WL square by 20 minus it is going to be opposite to rotation against this moment. So minus VBA into L. VBA into L equal to 0. Calculate VAB. From there, calculate VBA, put into this equation and you will get the VBA also. So these are the value of VAB and VBA. So similar for the further cases also. Let me put others also. For segment BC, there is no load is applied, only the moments are there, W square by 20 and W square by 20. Reactions are VBC and VCB. Sum of vertical forces should be equal to 0. So VBC plus VCB should be equal to 0. I can say VBC minus VCB over. So VCB and 1 will be other. Let me calculate what is the values coming. So W take moment about any of the point. Now considering the moment about B point. So how it will going to rotate? WL square by 20 is rotating in this direction minus, they are opposite, so minus plus LBC. 0 plus LBC, VC equal to 0 only. So both values are coming 0. There will be no shear force in this particular section. For third, the value remains same because same loading is there for first case. So these are the things you can by seeing the problem you can find them. Because symmetry loading is there, the same case you can repeat. So value again coming out to be same. But there is a little difference CD और DC के अंदर, जहां 0 था वहां पे आपको यहाँ पे भी देखिएगा. AB is coming 9 WL, here DC is coming 9 WL. So that's it about the shear force. Next, after getting the shear force, you need to find the reactions. This question is not yet completed. After getting the shear force, now you have to calculate the support reaction. That is the ultimate task. This is the required thing in this particular question that I want to calculate. Fine. After getting all the values, these are the values. Now apply the summation of vertical forces. This is the upward. On the section joint, it will be downward. It is downward, so this will automatically upward. Similar for this case, here 11 WL on downward side, here WL upward side. For this case also and for similar this case also. So that's how you I have to proceed and solve the problem by using this slope and deflection equation. So don't worry about it from where these equations coming. Each and every aspect we will see in the further lectures. This is the overview class, and I just given the overview how to use it, and you may aware about something, so that's why I just bring it. Otherwise derivation, if directly go with that, you might get confused how these things is coming, how we can need to solve. So that's it all about for this 2 days lecture. I think, I hope it's will help you to understand for further lectures. So let me put in the summarized way, but we need to follow in this particular kind of problems. We are going to solve a continuous beam problems, which is going to be deflect or going to deflect due to the primarily cause of deflection, and slope will be there, that is due to bending moment only. Fine. First thing first we need to do is cut a section, show its rotational or moment released forces, then write joint equilibrium equation for each and every joint support reactions. Fine. After those, write your slope and moment equation solve for each and every joint. Now that slope equation, now we need to bring all the moments equation in the form of slope equations. That is your slope and deflection equation, which is nothing but 2ei by L bracket आपका 2 theta plus a theta b plus the fix and moment. So this is the first step. We need to write this one, then we come back to these points in the form of rotations. After getting rotation back, put all the values into these equilibrium equation, calculate the value of ma, mb, mbc, mdc, slope calculate and put the slope into the back these equations, get the values of moments in the fine. Then by using those moments you need to calculate reactions, and that's it. That is all about the numerical. Now you have the shear force and bending moment. You can draw the bending moment and shear force also. Now this question is not yet complete. These are the support reaction. By knowing all the values, you can calculate bending moment wherever you want. You can calculate bending moment in between this, in this here you can calculate the bending moment here also. So after getting this value, now this section we can say it's a determinate kind of problem, because I know unknown that we require to find before start this problem. So after all, using wherever the bending moment want to calculate, you can calculate. If you cut a section here, you can calculate the bending moment. What should be the value? That is nothing but 9 WL by 20 into this distance minus WL into L by 2 plus this distance, and 11 WL by 20 plus this distance. Oh, sorry, into this and all that. That's how you have to solve the problems. So that's it for from this particular this lecture. If anybody have any question